Greetings, Judah. DFG here, Gideon's Flight. Hey guys, just want to take a moment just to bring forward, a message, as your brother, as your watchman, uh, as Elohim, continues to inspire and encourage all of those who are assigned to protect and oversee, our family, Israel. I just wanted to just take a moment and just say unto you guys that, hey, things are winding down. Things are getting tighter and tighter. I know you see it, in the food chain supply. I know you see it in your pocketbook. I know some of you are seeing it in terms of security, as far as, a place to live. Also, some of you are dealing with, family members, those, immediate family members, children, parents, who are sick. Some are at risk of going to the next life without having salvation. In other words, without discovering this truth and not embracing, this truth. And that could be a spirit of vexation that vexes you. But in all of that, I would encourage you to stand, and even when you don't want to stand regardless. Some of you brothers, I know I spoke with one yesterday, are still dealing with some of these, poked out chest, prideful women who can't not seem to understand that, your love for them does not have to necessarily coincide to you bowing down to them. We can love our women without, bowing down to them. And sisters, hear me well. We're never against you. We're against behaviors that many of you are demonstrating. We're not against you. We're against the demonic influence that have come inside of relationships now, and has caused this animosity, this bitterness, this literal, in some cases, hatred. That's what we're against. There was a lie that used to be told. Just to give you an example, there was a lie that used to be told where, when it came down to these preachers, and how they justified homosexuality in their churches. And what they will say, well, we welcome homosexuals because we don't hate the homosexual. We hate the sin of homosexuality. Now, I don't know how the hell if there was ever a moronic statement, that is a moronic statement, because the very fact that that one will be walking in that spirit is an abomination that should be hated, them in that spirit. Because until they release that spirit, there is no hope for them. But that set aside, when it comes down to our sisters, to the women of Israel, poking out your chest, and wanting to stay in conflict with us, because not really accepting the fact that by the will of Yah, by Yahuwah's Elohim direction, we were placed in your lives, to rule over our children, to rule over our women, to rule over our nation. This is the will of Elohim. And when you fight against us, you're not fighting us, you're fighting Elohim. But we're the victims of that fight. And I say that to you, sisters, that maybe some of you will open up your eyes and say, you know what, it's time for me to exhale. You know what I'm saying? It's time for me to quit bracing up to my man as though I'm his equal. In the eyes of Elohim, I am precious. In the eyes of my man, I am necessary. But there is no justification for bitterness, disrespect, arrogance, hatred, and divisiveness. And I will say to you, my sisters, if you would spend as much time in the book as you spend, with the people around you who are encouraging you to be divisive, to stay in conflict with your man, you would be in a much, much better situation today. And I'll tell you this, that the issue that you have, they will be gone. Because Elohim will bless you for blessing your man through a humble and meek spirit. And for you brothers, I just want to say to you, stay encouraged. Don't let them drag you into the mud. If her heart is to destroy you, there's nothing you're going to be able to do by fighting with her. Let her go. If she wants to go into the mud, let her go to the mud. Don't let her drag you with her. And here's what I mean by that. If you go eye for an eye, you're going to end up as blind as she's going to be. If you go tooth for a tooth, you're going to need a tooth replacement as she will. Hand for hand, foot for a foot, or even a life for a life. If you get angry enough to start thinking about taking lives, your life going to get snatched away too. Because Elohim did not put them there for us to judge them in a way of hatred. So we're not to fight them that way. We pray for them and then we leave them in the hands of Elohim, brothers. Okay? I'm going to say it to you again. We pray for them and then we leave them in the hands of Elohim. And our book said it's a woeful thing to fall into the hands of a vengeful creator. And he will take, he said, vengeance is mine. I will repay. And so you sisters, I want you to think about that. Brothers, hear this. Sisters, if Elohim says, vengeance is mine, I'm going to repay, what do you think that means? Why would he be taking vengeance? And what if that payment is going to be for the vengeance that he takes? Could it be that he's going to take vengeance on you for hurting his sons? Because you're allowing outsiders to interfere with a very sacred thing as it relates to a relationship between a man and a woman. That's sacred. That is ordained by Elohim. Anybody on the outside interfering with a relationship between a man and his woman, they are operating in the spirit of death, murder. That's a murder spirit. Our book says a man can forgive a man for anything, but except for one thing. And that is for a man to interfere in another man's business when it comes down to that man's woman. And it's not, and just for clarity, it could be a man who decided that he was going to entice your women like the fallen ones, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, to entice her to cheat or to go outside of the relationship. It could be that. Woe unto that man. Yah will kill him. Just so you sisters who got your man on the side, or you sisters who are with men that caused you to walk away from the man that Elohim had in your life, Yah gonna kill him. And he might decide to take you right along with him. Just so you know. So when he says, vengeance is mine, I'm going to repay, just recognize that you're walking in a spirit of debt from a vengeful Elohim. But that's not the only thing when he talks about your interference. I want to be clear here. Talking about interfering in relationships with men. And that's not the message for this morning, but that's the prelude for the message this morning. How when things that's not supposed to deal with women start dealing with women, and the consequences that befalls those who come and get involved in something that Yah told them not to be involved with, that was placed on the earth for the man. As a matter of fact, this message this morning, I'm going to title it, don't be praying to angels. They're not there for you to pray for, or pray to, I'm sorry. But let me get back to this so I can wrap this up and we're going to go to the book. But it's not only another, man coming in that Yah is going to judge vengefully and kill his ass. All right? But it's also your friends, your family members who are coming into your relationships. And I'm saying this to you, sisters, to at least to make you aware. Some of your children are telling you, leave your man, and you're listening. And some of you are going to your children asking for their opinions. Like they would have an opinion that supersedes Elohim's commandment to you. He said that man was placed on here, on this, or you were placed on this earth to be a helpmate to that man. That you were here to serve that man. Because he was concerned for the well-being of his man. And he didn't want his man to be alone, so-called abandoned. He placed you there for that purpose. And what many of you have done through listening to your friends or listening to these little, what do you call these things? Surreal television. I guess that's what they call, Housewives of Atlanta, The View, all these programs that are teaching you to walk in fornication, adultery, rebellion, lesbianism, arrogance, all these demonic programs that are persuading you to do just the opposite of what Elohim commanded for you. He said that you should honor your man, that you should love your man, that you should submit unto that man. Be honest with you, if you slept with him, you are the property of that man. And if you were studying your book, you would know there is no harm in anything that I have said, that everything I have said would bless you, would increase you, if you understood the word, if you were in the word. Everything that I have said thus far would not only bless you and your children and your family, but it would increase you as well. What I mean by increase you, it would prosper you. But many of you now have to turn to the government for substance. Many of you are working 40, 50 hours a week for substance. Many of you are prostituting yourselves for substance. On your jobs too, I might add. And I'm not talking about sleeping with the boss. I'm sitting there I'm talking about, the fact that you got to kiss his ass to stay there. That you got to get out of your role as a woman and become like a man to survive there. And that's a judgment against you because of the hardness of your heart to the word, and by hearkening to Satan and demons. And now your heart has been hardened to the man. Now your chest is puffed up. Now you're arrogant. Now you're angry. Now you're pointing fingers. You're pointing fingers at everyone. Let me be clear. We're going to stay on point. You're pointing your fingers at him without considering the role that you played and causing him to be in contention with you. When a man and his woman are at odds with one another, they are supposed to go before Elohim and ask for direction to bring about a spirit of peace and harmony in that house. Her with him, not her alone from him, together. Because Yah's not going to hear your prayers if you have a man covering or you have been sleeping with a particular man. If that man is not Elohim's man, Elohim is not going to hear you. He don't listen to the prayers of whores. Sorry. I know that didn't go over well with some of you. It's still the truth. But if you want to see Elohim, if you want resolution, real resolution, sustainable resolution in your life, then you got to get your temple, your behavior, your attitude, your mentality. You have to get that. You got to get your house in order, sister. And then, step and trust Elohim that he'll do one or two things with this man that he's put in your life that you, in more cases, not readily accepted him into your life. I'm sure many of you are not with a man because he raped you and tied you down and beat you into submission to be his woman. A lot of you were more than happy to be with him. When he came to you, you didn't say no. You said yes. But now because of the issues of life, the pride of life, the cares of this world, now you want to rebel against the same man that you willingly laid down and gave your body to. And now you're walking around saying he's no good. You got children to bear witness that he was good, but now you're saying he isn't good. And you think Elohim is not in the presence observing this. It's a dangerous thing again to fall in the hands of a vengeful or angry Elohim. And what angers Elohim? Rebellion, high-mindedness. He says like witchcraft and idolatry. So when you're rebelling against your man, you're walking in a spirit of witchcraft. Go back and read what happened with Samuel and Saul. When Saul was directed by Elohim to destroy the enemy of the people. And he chose to keep the best. Well, I'm not going to kill the king. I'm not going to kill all the royalty in the king's court. I'm not going to destroy all the possessions that I got from the king. Those things are good. I'm just going to get rid of the stuff that I don't want. You know what Elohim said? He said, he told Samuel, he said, Saul, you have lost your kingdom for this behavior. You have lost your kingdom because you're in rebellion. And rebellion is like witchcraft. And high-mindedness is like it's the spirit of idolatry. And a lot of you sisters are in idolatry and witchcraft because of your high-minded spirit. In other words, I don't care what nobody say. I'm going to do this because he did that. And you're not considering what says Elohim. So you brothers, I want to tell you, when I say brothers, I'm not talking about the heathens. If you're a heathen and you're not in a place of constant relationship with Elohim, you're a heathen, brother. So this message is not for you. You just reaping what you sowed. You slept with a dog, you get a bitch in return. This message is not for you unless you are going to repent today and get your life in order, that Elohim may bless you with what I just said by holding your woman accountable. Otherwise, if you lay down with dogs, you come up with fleas. This message is not for you. But for you righteous brothers, you brothers who are seeking after Elohim, you Israel, men of Israel, for you, again, don't fight her. Don't submit either, but don't fight her. You just continue to pray and stay on your mission, stay on your purpose. Let Elohim be your guide through studying his word and being around like-minded brothers like myself and many others. You fellowship with them because Elohim said, well, there's 2 or 3 in my name, I am in their midst. What he's saying by that? I'm there to protect them and open doors that they cannot open and close doors that need to be shut in their lives. You're in good hands if you're walking in the truth, my brother, regardless of what the enemy tries to do to you. No weapon formed against the man of Elohim will prosper. And every tongue that goes out, every word of evil that's spoken against the man of Elohim, Elohim is going to judge that fool who opened her mouth, and in some cases, his mouth, against the man of Yah. He's going to judge him. And again, I just gave you an idea of his judgment. Elohim, according to the word, praise Yah. Well, I don't know what the hell that was. Elohim, according to the word, is a killer. Oh, I know some of you Christians out there, he don't kill nobody. That's because you haven't read your book. If you had read your book, you would know many people died at the wrath of Elohim, including Israelites. This bloodline is not going to save you from judgment. This bloodline is supposed to be the example to the world. But many of you have lost the light. And that's why you're being trampled under the foot of men. That's why you're getting stepped on, treated like shit all over the world, including right here in America, right here in your towns, in your houses, jobs, churches, etc. Yeah, I said churches. Shouldn't be in there. The pastor treating you like crap, like shit, taking your money, lying to you, encouraging you to not, that a white man by the name of Jesus is your husband. You don't need no man. All you need is Elohim. And Elohim said, you can't come before me without a covering. What's your problem? I don't take, inferior fruit. That was what got Cain in trouble. He's going to think that he could go before Elohim his own way. Sister, you can't go to Elohim your own way. You can only go to Elohim by his way. And his way is you need to be under the covering of a man. If you knew your book, you would know what I am saying is true. But because you're in rebellion, you reject that. Because the spirit of feminism, lesbian, the Jezebel spirit is alive and well in America. It's alive and well in your house. As a matter of fact, Jezebel, you're doing a pretty good job of destroying your own home. Because you want to be in control, and Elohim said that is not your role. Your role is a helpmate. Your role is to support, to love, to honor, to respect him, so that he can be your covering, your protection, your provider, and that he's able to stand in these last and evil days before Elohim and be called perfect. But he can't because of many of you. And again, I'm only talking about the brothers of Elohim, the men who serve and love the true creator. I'm only talking about him. So you sisters over here, again, if you're out right now, if you're upset about what I'm saying, I'm telling you, you got demons in you. And you need to get them demons out of you. I'm talking about if that man loves Elohim, you have no business fighting him. Because you're not fighting him. You're fighting Elohim. That's why I'm saying this to you. And you're wondering why things keep getting worse and worse, sister. That's why it's getting worse and worse. If you were humble and you were submitting yourself to the man Elohim, Elohim will be blessing you beyond you can. Let me tell you something. And this is a personal test. Everything else I said is not a personal testimony. Praise Yah. But it's truth. But what I'm about to tell you is a personal testimony. One year ago, very, very dear friend of mine was in a situation believing that all would be lost. That all would be lost because of finances, circumstances, conditions, etc. I prayed. And I prophesied. What I mean by that, I spoke the truth. And what I said to that dear friend, no weapon formed against you is going to prosper. I'm telling you, don't worry, Elohim is not going to let you lose everything. You know what happened? Elohim changed the whole economy, the whole market that this particular person had a particular expertise in. He changed the whole market to bring about provision for one person, praise Yah, or one person plus others. The whole market, he changed the whole world to ensure that the blessings that were needed were provided. Why? Because the man of Elohim spoke it. And this dear friend of mine was wise enough to hear it. And today, that person can bring forward a testimony that what DFG is saying is 100% truth. See, sisters, that's what Elohim would do for you if you're supporting the man of Elohim. He can call down fire to burn things down that need to be burned down. He can call up prosperity to make sure there's always food on his table. What did our brother David say to us? King David, as many of you know him. David said, look, I've lived a long time, a long, full, prosperous life. And in all of my lifetime, I have never seen the righteous forsaken, nor have I seen his children or their children begging for resources. He says bread. That's Psalms 37:25. And our book said David was a man after Elohim's heart. Was he perfect? No. This is the same man that got caught up in an adulterous situation and committed murder to hide it. So a lot of you sisters saying, well, if he was this or that, well, he's not going to be better than David. And he's not going to be as bad as David. And y'all still blessed David. He still spoke beautiful words about David. Let David speak beautiful words about him. Again, you know, the Messiah came through the tribe of Judah, which is David. David was he was the line of Judah. We are Judah. Here, the Negro in America is Judah. Yes, you sister, who I'm talking to, you are Judah. You are the apple of His eye. You are the children of praise, sister. It's natural for you to praise. Why do you think you sing so well? Why do you think that every song, whether it's a wicked song or a blessed song, everybody around the world copies us? Because we are the people of praise. We are the tribe of praise, Judah. Same thing with the brothers. Why do you think when a brother is singing or a brother is doing some kind of performance, everybody is looking, everybody is watching, everybody wants to mimic and copy? Because men of Judah, you are the praise of Judah. But many of you brothers have forgotten that. You don't even know who you are. You have no idea who you are. If you knew who you were, you would cut the foolishness out today. And you would turn back to Elohim, my brothers, if you knew who you were. But you have no idea who you are. That's why you're always being made the fool. And in some cases, that's why there's also dissension in your house. It ain't always her. Because you need to step back. If you're not serving Elohim day and night, then it could be very well you the problem. It could be very well you. But you'll never understand until you come back and stand for the truth. What is truth? Yeshua reminded us that the word of Elohim is truth. It's written in our history book. The world calls the Bible. It ain't no damn Bible. It's a history of Israel. Copper colored, the 12 tribes. Their history, your history, my history. So I have no problem teaching from it, no problem reading from it, no problem living of it. Because I see the power and the strength of knowing whose I am, where I've come from, what my elders learned to pass down to me as I learned to pass down to others. Without it, I am naked. And if you're naked, you're vulnerable. And if you're vulnerable, you will die. And many of our men walking around here naked and wondering why there's so much shame in their lives. Because you're not covered. Because you're not in the word. And therefore you don't know your creator. So now you're serving the creature, man. These things your brother bring forward to you is the truth. And again, to my sisters of Israel and the stranger, this is a heeding warning to remind you, not to judge you. All of us are going to get judged by Elohim. Some will get judged and blessed. Many will be judged and damned or cast into eternal damnation. And that's going to be Elohim's decision, not DFG's. But watchmen have a responsibility to bring forth testimony. We are witnesses of Elohim's goodness, and equally we are witnesses to Elohim's judgment. So that you can hear, so that you can see, so that your heart can change. Genuine love. Not as the world give it. That's BS. The world loves its own. It only loves what is willing to do what it is willing to do. The world loves wickedness, evil, unrighteousness. That's what the world lusts. Loves money. But the people who are in their right minds, who see with their eyes, hear with their ears, walk in the knowledge of the Rahuk in their hearts, they love Elohim and they love truth. They love justice. They love equity. They love do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's what they love. And they despise the unrighteous. Because Elohim despises unrighteousness. The wages of sin is death, but the gift of Elohim is eternal life. And as our brother Joshua said, 24:15, choose you this day, my sister, if you're still here, whom you're going to serve. My brother, same applies to you if you're still here. What I mean, still listening to this message. You need to choose this day whom you're going to serve. The gods of this world who will give you temporary satisfaction, temporary gratification, or Elohim who will give you eternal blessings and prosperity. To me, that's an easy choice. But unfortunately, many will refuse that choice. Because again, they love the God of this world and they lust after the things of this world to their own damnation. So I'm going to end this message where I'm going to be. I was going to get into the book of Enoch, 15, but I guess y'all didn't want that. So I'm not going to force. I'm not going to, how we say that, I'm not going to grieve the Rahuk by going somewhere different than where the Rahuk is leading us this morning. I'm just going to be obedient. And then that obedience means we're going to stay right here on this subject, or we're going to wrap it up right here on this subject. But brothers, I want to tell you, if your woman is walking around with her chest pushed out, in other words, she's dead determined to fight with you, regardless of whatever you try to do or whatever is happening, if that's her aim and that's her goal, look, brother, don't get into a pissing contest with her. Just step aside and leave her to Elohim. I can assure you, when he finishes with her, she'll regret the day she was born. You just keep standing right. You keep standing up for him. But I want to be clear to you, brothers and sisters. But I want to be clear to you, brothers. This does not apply to you if you're a heathen. If you're an unbeliever, you're a coward. You're embracing, homosexuality, even though you're not gay, but you don't have no problem with it. You don't care about, babies getting slaughtered in abortion clinics. You okay with lying your ass off. You're an adulterer, sleeping around with other men's wives. This doesn't apply to you. You're a heathen. And your little Israelite ass, or your big, heavy, overweight Israelite ass, is going to burn in eternal fire. This is not for you. I'm not talking to you. I am talking to you. But the blessing that I'm talking about, stepping aside and let Elohim deal with your puffed out woman, Elohim ain't going to deal with her. He's going to deal with her, but he ain't going to deal with her on your behalf. No, you're going to keep misery because you like the mud. You're like the dog who goes back to his vomit. You only want Elohim because you mad. Elohim does not operate like that. That's man's behavior. That's not Elohim's behavior. He doesn't think like a man because he is not a man. You're on your own. Whatever happens to your ass, you deserve it. You're going to reap what you sow. But for you brothers who love Elohim and who are changing, some of you are going to change right now. Some of your eyes are going to open right now. For you, brother, you need to stay the course. You can't change your mind. You can't say, okay, I'm coming to Elohim today. I hear you, my brother. Thank you for the word. I'm changing. Well, you had better be prayerful all the time, because tomorrow, that same demon that was on you before you made your conviction to change, he'll be back there tomorrow. And you better be ready for him. You got to stand today and tomorrow. After you've done everything to stand today, get ready tomorrow. You're going to have to stand even harder tomorrow, my brother. But Yah will be with you. You'll be all right. You'll make it. So for you, yes, everything I've said is true. For you sisters, again, who are allowing the world to cause you to puff your chest out at your brother, your man, you have an opportunity. You can stop this madness too. You can stop the madness. But the madness, if you're going to listen to the government, your social worker, your provider, if you're going to listen to him or them or they, those demons, understand judgment. When the judgment falls on their wickedness, on their wicked asses, it's going to fall on you too. You are not going to escape because you ran to some church, talking about, white Jesus, some white man. And many of you love the white man. You know you do. So just cut out the shit. At least you prefer him over your own man. But he don't prefer you over his woman. I can tell you that. You deceiving yourself if you believe that lie. He might want you, but he don't want you to bear seed with you. He wants you to place seed in you. And then going to give you some money to go kill it. But that's not what this message is about. This message is about rebellion, high-mindedness, puffed out chestness, going against your own brother or going against your own man. Because why? He won't submit. He won't bow down to you, to your whims, to your idea of what he should be. Sister, your idea of what your man should be is what the book says he should be. Nothing else. And one thing that this book says, sister, and I am going to end this with a scripture because this might help you, sister. Some of you who said, okay, I'm listening, DFG. I'm not sure I'm in agreement with you, DFG. Why can't, he bow down to me? I'm not, or you might say, well, I ain't telling him to bow down to me. Well, see, that's called, self-deceiving, sister. Because if you're upset with him because he's not doing what you want him to do, then for you not to be upset with him means that he would have to do what you want him to do. So if he's doing what you're telling him to do you realize he's putting himself in jeopardy before Elohim if he does that? Elohim said that he has to rule over his house. Rulership. Kingdomship. That's what he's directed by Elohim to do. You don't have the right to tell him to disobey Elohim to please you. That is a Jezebel spirit in you that would want you to have him do that. If he was to submit to you and give you what you want, be the man that you want him to be, he would burn in hell for that behavior. Because our book identifies a man who acts that way. And yeah, I know many of you have been with men like that, and I know many of you got men like that that's chasing you. Baby, I'll do whatever you want me to do. You know what I'm saying? Forget about him. I know you're listening, but that is Satan. That's a wolf. Because see, a real man would never let that come out of his mouth, that a man should be doing whatever you want him to do if he really loves you. That is a lying spirit. That is doctrines of devils. Because here's what the book says about a man like that. Let's go. Come on. Let's go down here. Let's go to the letter, the epistle to the believers who at that time were in a place called Corinth. And here's what it says to that man. That a lot of you sisters are describing that is the right kind of man. That is a so-called good man. Let's see what the book says about this man. All right, because I think it's important that we know this. We have got to search the scriptures for the truth. You got to do it. Amen? So that you don't be deceived. None of us to be deceived. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 6, all right, verse 9, my dear sister. This is for you. Know you not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahuwah? So if you're fighting with your man, you're letting outside people interfere with your relationship with your man, you're unrighteous. Your relationship with your man is sacred. In other words, it's ordained by Elohim. Elohim said a man should leave his mother and father and cleave unto a wife, and they should be one flesh. Oh yeah, and a wife is who you laying down with, brother. Sister, your husband is the man you laying down with, having sex with. If you're having sex with a bunch of them, makes you a whore, means you got many husbands, many demons. Remember the woman at the well? She had 7 husbands. But here it says, know you not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahuwah. Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor breakers of wedlock. Nor breakers of wedlock. In other words, people who come into your relationship to cause confusion, whether it's the government, whether it's another man, whether it's another woman, because unfortunately, a lot of you sisters now are embracing lesbianism. A lot of you sisters have men and you're still sleeping with women, or you're sleeping with women too. Bisexual, you ever heard that term? Breakers of wedlock. It's talking about the government, talking about other men, talking about your family members who are encouraging you to leave your man, to fight against your man, advising you how to conduct yourself, conduct business against your man. They are causing you to be a breaker of wedlock. That is unrighteousness. And you are not going to inherit the kingdom of Elohim if you continue in that way. You're not going to inherit it. You are going to die, and when you die, and we all are going to die. You are going to die, and when you die, you are going to be judged as an unrighteous servant. And you're going to be cast into eternal fire for that behavior. For your behavior. That's why I'm bringing this out. You shouldn't shut me down. What you should do is share this message. Shutting me down is a sign that you're ignorant. Unlearned is what I mean. Because if you knew the truth, that truth would set your heart free so you could be obedient to the laws, statutes, and commandments of your book. Yes, your book. But when you're in rebellion, you're going to refuse the truth. Because you love what your father loves, the devil, and he loves a lie, untruth. Because untruth makes him comfortable. Untruth makes you feel comfortable. Untruth gives you justification for your unrighteous behavior. But the end of your righteous behavior is death. Is that what you want for yourself? Again, is that what you want for yourself? Do you really want to die and go to hell? And then be judged and cast into the lake of fire for eternity. Is that what you really want, sister? Because if you continue in the way that you're going, that's what you're going to get. So it's time for you to take some time for reflection and take some time for correction and turn back to the man that Elohim put there for you and obey and be obedient and serve him so that he can serve Elohim and in return serve you. Righteously, I might add. But you see, all of you are letting the government, subsidize your income. Because you can't have a man in the government in bed with you at the same time? So you got to choose one or the other? So you choosing the government? Except for the whores, they got the government and men. Getting government subsidy and still got a man. He don't work, he don't do nothing. Just sit around and live off of your titties. Grown-ass man living off of a woman. Brothers, if that describes you, you are wretched and wicked. But anyway, back to the book. Breakers of wedlock. Those who commit sodomy, homosexuality. Those who abuse themselves with mankind, sleeping with other same sexes. Lesbians, transsexual, bisexual, all of that. None of you. And it can go, it talks about the rest, but the main thing I wanted to share with you is the breaker of wedlock and a man who is a sodomite or an effeminate man. See, a man who bows down to you, who acts, he's the one, because he's going to have to act, he got to put himself in a woman's role to submit to you. Because your job is to submit to a man. So if he's submitting to you, you're acting like a man, he's acting like a woman. That's what you want, sister? Some of you say, absolutely yes. Okay, well, you know what you're going to get for it. Just so you know. But you men, don't let these sisters cause you to go to hell. No, like I say, step aside. Let them keep their chest poked out. You just keep your chest, in essence, your heart, focused on Elohim and his word. You'll be fine. In time, Yah will either change her or get her out of your life altogether, and he'll open the door for you to have someone who's worthy of a king, a real queen. He'll get rid of your Vasai and he'll get you an Esther. How about that? He'll get rid of your Vasai, arrogant, high-minded, self-centered female, and bring you an Esther, humble, meek, beautiful queen who loves her people as much as she loves herself and who honors her man as an advisor and supporter and an encourager, so that his glory becomes her glory before Elohim's glory. Praise Yah. I guess we won't be talking about praying to angels today, but the next message, Yah willing, don't pray to angels. Angels are here to guide and protect us. We don't pray to angels. And the book, if you get a chance, read the book of Enoch chapter 15. If not, we'll discuss it again for clarity purposes. All right? Praise Yah. DFG, love you. In the truth. That's how I love you. I love you in the truth. But if you hate the truth, you don't even love yourself. And we who love the truth, we don't believe in putting money in bags with holes in them. We don't believe in wasting our love on the heathen, the unbeliever, the liar, the adulterer, the fearful, the cowards. Oh, no. We don't waste we don't cast our pearls to pigs. We don't give what is precious in the eyes of Elohim to the dogs. We wait and we trust and we believe that if we're honorable in the little things, Elohim will bless us with many things, and most of all, he will bless us with his woman, who will be a woman who understands her role as she was created to be, a helpmeet, a mother, a lover, kind-hearted, merciful, and loyal to a fault. She will never be disloyal to her man, no matter what. When she chooses him, she loves him, and she will stand with him, come hell or high water, as they say, because she knows it's her role. Even Abigail, when Nabal was in his stupid rebellion, even she didn't leave him. She did what she needed to do for the man of Elohim, David, to keep peace in her house, to save her family. But she didn't leave him because she wasn't pleased with him. She left him to Yah, and Yah dealt with him. Then Yah gave her a king. Yah removed her from the hands of a fool, Nabal, and placed her in the arms of a king, David. That's the justice of Elohim, my brothers, is what I'm saying. If she wants to be a fool, let Elohim deal with her. Wait for your queen to come. She's not far away. Yah is just getting her ready for you. Praise Yah. DFG, talk to you soon. Bye now.